Good morning, family and friends. Wanted to give everybody an update here. It's Saturday morning. And again, I just want to say I appreciate everyone's labor in prayer. Everyone's rising into a place of faith and trust. And I just am so compelled and inspired to watch God do a miracle, here for us. So right now, we're in a bit of a seems like an urgent crunch, right? So whenever you're facing, opposition from, external places or even opposition internally, sometimes it may feel urgent, even though it may not be urgent. So in this situation, I don't necessarily know the level of urgency, but all that I know is I have two opposing opinions right now, and I want you guys to help me pray. So from a medical standpoint, the opinion right now from the doctors on the inside is that Laura's 2 feet, ankles are not salvageable. So from a medical standpoint, that's the determination that they are making right now for antibiotics, and they're just saying, hey, we can't allow her to, really become immune to all the antibiotics. So you need to keep that in mind. It's like there's a time period where if we start running out of medicines, then that's a time from their standpoint where you're, in danger then of, going back into the same situation where we're at. So the doctors are kind of uniformed in that position. But at the same time, from heaven, I'm just receiving the exact opposite news. I continue to get dream after dream of a full recovery. And that's the place right now that we are wanting to abide in that place and just see the miracle of God. So right now, the family is all in the same page that if the doctors feel like they are basically at their end and their only option right now is to amputate, we are just looking at all possible options of getting Laura out of ICU, and that's not extremely straightforward. Still does require the miracle of God for her where she is right now, getting even out of ICU. And the reason we would want to get out of ICU is that we would want to exhaust all other options, alternative medicine options, and buy time in a different location. So if the time can continue to be bought and she can continue to be treated at the same level that she's being treated right now, but also have alternative treatments going on that are more regenerative in nature, as opposed to just antibiotic fighting for her. So things that maybe could allow her body to be strengthened to begin to fight for itself at a greater capacity, create new blood vessels, that sort of thing. Those are things that we would really like you guys to be praying with us for. The family really feels uniform in that we really want to get out of ICU because their options now are singular. They have one option, and it's just from the hospital standpoint, it's just a matter of time when she builds up full immunity to the antibiotics, whether it's 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months. From their perspective, there's only one option. We don't want that option. And right now we have a window of opportunity where Laura is stable, and we can begin to entertain those. So if you guys would just pray, we are really wanting to know as much, hear as much. If there is a place, if there is a possibility for her to be able to go to someone that could give her the urgent care that she's receiving, but at the same time allow the alternative treatments that we're wanting, and just have time to see the total miracle of God. We are really believing and set on the recovery of everything. And I've told you guys that from the beginning. Our mindset is we want to recover all, and that's what we're going to go for until there's something that seemed like it was so urgent and dangerous that we need to go ahead and do something now. So there are some things that we can monitor to make sure that that doesn't happen upon us in an hour, right? So we can do that. But we don't want to make sure that if we're not going to be in this ICU, that those things can be monitored, and then your worst case scenario could be treated in an emergent way. So this is what we're Laura's going back into the operating room this afternoon to get just all the wounds cleaned, to make sure that there's no new infection or fungus. They may kind of shave one of the muscles off that has some seemingly dead part on it, just kind of shave it back to find the place where it's alive, and so she'll be out of it this afternoon, tonight. But then when she wakes up in the morning, we're just hoping that she's going to be back towards the recovery of getting back to her bright and chipper self as she has been the longer she stays out of the operating room. So please be in prayer for that operating room procedure. It's going to be this afternoon, and then be in prayer about everything that I brought up to you guys. We want our mindset to be in heaven, and we want what heaven is declaring over Laura to be here on the earth, just like he told us to pray. When you pray this way: Father in heaven, your kingdom come on earth just as it is in heaven. In heaven, we're getting the declaration that Laura will be made whole. And so our prayer is, Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Holy is your name. Your kingdom come upon Laura on the earth, just as you've declared to us it is in heaven. Thank you, guys.